Hi, in this tutorial I wanted to talk about the next project that I am currently working on to show you. I'm going to show you how to make a little handbag that's going to use the denim strips that I'm going to show you how to make in this tutorial. I will show you how to cut the denim strips to prep for crocheting, and then I'm also going to be using this denim yarn that I purchased from Premier Yarns. I did an unboxing for you showing you the first purchase I ever made from Premier Yarns, and this is one of the items I had purchased. So this is what I'm going to use along with the denim strips to make this little handbag in the next tutorial that I'll be showing you after this one. So I just kind of wanted to show you what I'd be using and how to make the denim strips for that next project. And if you want to see the unboxing of this particular yarn that I'm going to use in the next tutorial, I'll include a link below in the description box, so that way you can view that tutorial if you want to. It gives you an idea of, my impression of the yarn and kind of the texture of it. And I'll also talk about it here as well. It's really nice. I love the way it looks. It's like a fabric strip more than a yarn. It feels really soft. It is made of, it's a cotton blend. It's 70% cotton and 30% wool. And I have two of these. For this handbag that I'm going to show you in the next project, you'll need two of these and some denim strips. And these are the same size. It's just, I guess they look like they're different sizes, and at first that's what I thought. I was like, they don't really look like the same size. But if you look at the weight and length, it does tell you. Let's see. It's 3.5 ounces. Each one is 3.5 ounces, or 100 grams, and 109 yards in length. So it really is the same size in each skein. It just looks different. It's probably just the way they wound it up. One was a little bit tighter than the other. So it is the same size for each one. So you'll need two of these and the denim strips. So go ahead and join me in this tutorial, and I'll show you how to prep the denim strips for the next project that we're going to work on. Okay, so to create the denim fabric strips that I'm going to use for crocheting the handbag that we're going to make, I always like to choose a denim fabric that has some spandex to it. A percentage of denim, cotton denim, and a percentage of the spandex. That's nice because then it doesn't fray when you cut it. A regular denim jean will fray when you cut the edges, but because of the spandex, a little bit of nylon in there, it's not going to fray. So it's perfect for crochet projects. Now, if you are going for that look where you want the denim to have the frayed edges, then that's perfect. But for something like this, where I do not want to have those frayed edges when I create the handbag, I would want to choose a denim that has a percentage of spandex, that the type that makes it like stretchy, and that is the type of denim that you want to use. So what I do is I cut the longest piece of the leg that I can, and I cut around and take the edges off. These basically these edges I just cut right up the jean here, and also on the other side, and then I leave the area where the pockets are. So I just cut across this way, down the length of the edge, and then get the largest section that I can. So then you end up with 4 pieces. And of course, save the other part of the jeans for the pockets. You can add that to a handbag later. You can always put a denim pocket on it. They come in useful for many different craft projects, so definitely save these. And then of course the edges here, they're perfect for rolling up and making things with, so you definitely want to save those as well. But for this, I just need the large sections of the leg. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut these, and I'm going to show you how I cut them. because you can cut them in strips and then attach them. You can either sew them, or you can do the type where you don't have to sew, where you connect strips, where you fold it over and make a little cut, and you do it on both pieces, and then you pull them through to connect them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to just continuously cut around without having to, you know, make single strips where I have to sew them on. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the bottom edge here, and I'm just going to cut a strip, and I'm going to eyeball it. You want about, you know, an inch, or, you know, about that much. Okay, so I'm just going to eyeball it, and just like that. So about, you know, where your thumb is, kind of where, right there. You can use that as your guide. So I'm just going to eyeball it and cut up the length here until I get to the end. Okay, and I'm going to keep going here. And then I'm almost here to the end here, and I'm not going to cut all the way because I don't want to have strips. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it, and I'm now going to cut this way. Okay. And I'm going to stop right about there. Just a little bit more because I want it to be about the same width. It doesn't have to be perfect because when you crochet it you won't see. You just want it to be pretty much the same, so about an inch. Okay, so now I'm turning it again, and I'm just going to keep cutting down this side now. Okay, so I'm going to stop before I get to the end, so that way I can turn it. Okay, I just need to do a little, and then I'm going to cut that way. So you can see, I just keep rotating it and cutting. Now you're probably noticing I have these pointed edges. I'm going to show you how I handle those in just a moment. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to stop before I get to the end. That's about an inch in, so I'm going to turn it. And I'm just going to cut down the length again. Okay, so I'm going to stop before I get to the end, because I'm going to turn again and keep on going so I can have one continuous strip. Okay, so now I'm going to keep going again. I'm trying to keep it on the screen here because you can't see the whole pant leg in the screen at one time. So I want to make sure I keep it on the screen here, so that's why I keep moving it, to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you can see I stopped again before I get to the end. Then turn it and cut again. Stop there. That's about an inch in. Turn and just keep cutting. Of course, if you want, you can measure it, but I mean, you're crocheting it, so you do not have to have a perfectly straight edge, because when you are crocheting with it, you won't see the imperfections. It will be perfect. So now, if you're working on something where, you know, you would want to have precise measurements, then you could definitely do that, and you could use a rotary cutter if you wanted to get better edge. But for crocheting, you will not see the edges in it where it wasn't cut perfectly straight. So that's why eyeballing it is just fine. Okay, so you can see I stopped again before I got to the end, so I can turn it and continue to make that one continuous strip. And as you can see, this here was, you know, with the denim jean, it kind of tapered at the end of the leg. So that's why you can see that this top part is still wider than that, because of course the denim jeans, it would be wider near the pockets, and as it went down to the pant leg by the ankles, it did taper in. So to handle that, what I'm going to do is, once I get down to here, I'm going to just leave that like that, connected. And you can see that the strip is a little too wide at the top. So I'm just going to basically start here and kind of thin it out. Just kind of trim that off. And then you can see it's wider at the top as I cut, and then I'm coming in and I'm cutting it even thinner. And that's because I'm trying to match this width to the, the inch basically. So that's why when I trim it, I'm trying to straighten this piece basically. So this is going to be at an angle and it's going to taper down because I'm trying to straighten this piece. And this piece will just be kind of a salvage piece that I won't need. Okay, so I'm down to right there. So now you can see I have one continuous strip, and you can see I have these little pointy edges here. And making a rug, I would say it's okay to leave those pieces, but because I don't want the pointy edges sticking out in this particular project, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and see where I have the pointed edges. I'm just going to kind of round those off, just like that. So I'm cutting like a little bit of a triangle off. See that? Here's that another pointy edge. I'm just going to kind of round that off. Okay, keep on going. Here's another one of those pointy edges where we did the turn. Round it off, and that way when you crochet it, it's going to blend in really nice. That one here is a little bit too wide here, so I'm just going to kind of straighten that a little bit. Okay, so then I'm going to keep going till I get to the next point where I did the turn. I'll round that off. That's another one. Let's round that off. Okay, I have another point here. So I'm going to go ahead and round that one off. And that will look nicer when you go to crochet it. And you really won't see these turns, so it'll be, these little turns will not show when you crochet it. It will hide all that, so it will look like one continuous strip. So rather than having to sew them all together or connect the strips, this is how I like to prep my fabric when I am crocheting with it. So much easier. Now, of course, you are going to have to connect some of these pieces because it is going to run out on the end. So then I'm going to do it with the other pant like the same way I did this. Which all four pieces, I'm going to do the same thing. And then when you do run out, you do have to connect it. And you can either sew them together, or you can do the no-sew connection, which I will show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm just rounding out my edges here. Okay, so that is the end of the strip. So let me go ahead and get rid of these little pieces here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut another strip, so that way you can see how you connect them together. So I'll go ahead and put the camera on pause. When I have a second strip, I will show you how to connect the two pieces. Okay, so I have my two strands of denim, and like I said, of course it's going to run out at some point. Even though I showed you how to make a continuous strip without having to sew until you run out of that one particular section, now we have to connect these two strips together. So you can either sew them together like I said, or you can do the no sew option. So that way what you do is you take your denim or any fabric strip that you're using, fold it over a little bit like that, okay? About 1 inch in would be perfect. You can do it a little bit longer if you want, but about at least 1 inch, okay? So now what you're going to do is you're just going to, I'm going to fold it over this way so you can see where the fold is. You want to just go kind of in the center and cut down just a little bit. You do not want to cut all the way down because then it will rip on you. So see how there's a little hole now, a little slit there? That's what you want. So now you come back over here and you do the same thing. Fold it down. Okay. And right in the center, just make a little slit. Doesn't have to be very long. Okay. And try to do it in the center, so that way if you do it too far over to the left or the right, then you're going to have a weak spot. So you want to try to make it in the center. So now you have that little slit again. Okay, so now we have the two ends that we cut. So we're going to go ahead and lay one on top of the other, just like this, right here, okay? And then you're going to take the other end and you're going to feed it up through that hole, both slits to connect. And of course, this is a denim that has some spandex. I mean, with all denim strips, when you cut it like that, you are going to have some fraying, but not as much as you would if you chose a regular denim that did not have spandex. Alright, so then we just want to keep pulling that strip through until it ends. Okay, we're almost done here. Alright, and then just pull, pull, pull. And then see where we have the two pieces connected now? Just like that. And then tug. See how that gave a nice, it connected them both together? Isn't that perfect? Now you don't have to sew them together. Why sew them when it's just that easy? Perfect, right? So you can see how this folds over that piece. Perfect. That's the way I like to connect my fabric strips. Now, once you have all your strips connected, and you can, connect all the pieces together now, or you can do this as you go, as you need more. So I'm just going to go ahead and now roll this up into a little ball. So I'll be ready to start crocheting with it. Okay, so there is my ball of denim strips ready to start crocheting with. And this is what I'm going to use to make the bottom part of our handbag. Okay, so I hope that you found this tutorial on how I prep my denim fabric strips for crocheting. I hope that you found it helpful. And if you want to see the next video where I show you how to make the handbag, please go ahead and click on the link below that will be in the description box, and that will bring you directly to the tutorial. Also, I will include an iCard in the corner that you can click on as well if you would like to go directly to that video. Alright, well, thanks again for watching, and have a great day.